Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. And guess what? We are going to talk propagation. Propagation. That was me doing a little jig for you. You're welcome. So thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me at my workbench, my plant workbench. And we're just going to kind of talk propagation and how I personally choose to propagate my plants. I have lots of cuttings that I just got that I need to pot up. So I'm just going to kind of show you the whole 4 things that I already have propagating. Wow. I used to have a bunch, but I recently potted a bunch of stuff up, so I haven't needed to make use of all of my beautiful glass jars that I have. I have so many here. Can you count them all? It's ridiculous. I have so many different propagation vessels. So we're just going to kind of talk propagation, and I'm going to just show you everything I have propagating and things I'm going to propagate now, and we're just going to find houses for them. That's this video, and it's going to be incredible. So let's talk first the different types of plants I am propagating right now. So I have 4 that are in water, and then I have 1 that's in sphagnum. So we'll start with the sphagnum first. So first off, I have it in these little propagation trays or water catching trays. So I have them sitting in just this propagation tray. No, this watering tray. It's a whole bunch of different Hoya cuttings. And I have 2 Hoya carnosa in here. I have one that's really weird shaped. And then I have some Hoya crimson princess propagating in here too that I couldn't get to propagate in water, any of these, so now they're all in here. I'm last chance hoping that I can get them to propagate for me. But this just sits out on my patio, on my deck upstairs, on like a little metal table. Just sits outside and enjoys the humidity, and it's kind of in the under the canopy a little bit too, so it won't get rained on as often. I mean, it's obviously kind of a more moist and humid environment for it outside because it's so hot and humid here right now. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But so they have only been out there for about a week. I've only been doing this for about a week. So some okay progress so far. The next thing I have is this little tiny philodendron Brazil cutting that fell off my big plant, and I didn't want to throw it away because it had some nodes. So, and it's got a little bit of root growth. Can you even tell? A little bit of root growth, and it is sitting in my amazing propagation station, which I will talk about in a minute. So the next one I have is a spider plant propagating in a shot glass. So a little bit of roots. Just trying to get it to perk back up after shipping. I got this from one of my friends from Discord. Chef's kiss, amazing. The next one I have is, I have a Hoya macrophylla. Actually, this is a twofer. I have 2 Hoya macrophyllas in here. One is just this stem. Hoping we can get some growth from that. And then the second is this 2-leaf cutting. I don't think that this propagation station is going to work very well for it, so I'm going to try to put it in something else, maybe find a different home for it. But I just put those in there. Whoa, getting crazy. I just put those in there yesterday, so nothing yet. The next one that I have propagating in water, I actually have a bunch of my philodendron burrow marks propagating in glass vases. I think I have 4 of them. Yes, this is my little one. I'm not going to take all 4 of them out because they're just crazy and too much, and they don't fit on my workbench right now. So, but I do have my philodendron burrow marks growing in these. They've been in them for about a week, and they have been doing pretty okay. Some have root growth, some do not, but that's okay. It's a waiting game. We just have to wait and see. Let's just wait and see. That's it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is all of my propagation vessels. I'm going to tell you where I got them. I mean, it's a pretty good quantity of them. I wouldn't say it's all of my propagation vessels because I probably have some somewhere else that I just am not realizing because I'm forgetful. So, but the first thing, so I like to propagate, like I said, in the plastic containers. I think they work nice for rooting and sphagnum. I also like to propagate in plastic bags. So those are another one that I like to use with sphagnum in it. Another thing that I like are bottles. So this one's kind of fun. It says Plants in Harmony on it, the little label here, and it's teal, what? No, dark green, which is my favorite color. And I picked up actually both of these jars at the same thrift store, and this one says Miss Stewart's Bluing Minneapolis. I don't know, but I just really have a thing for jars. I love me a jar. And so they actually work really well for just putting like a single, like a cutting in it like this. And it looks really cute. And it sits out on my plant shelf or my bookshelf, and it just kind of adds a little bit of detail, but like a little bit of decor, but at the same time also propagates. So we love multi-purpose decor and things. So some other kind of fun jars. I have this like yellow one. I like the lids or the tops to be a little more narrow so that if I were to put kind of a bigger cutting in there, I mean, I'm not gonna put this one in there, but you know, so then it's just the cutting isn't falling down into the plant or into the bottle. These are all bad examples, but another thing I have is just, I have a bunch of vases from, I don't know, I get them all over from Goodwills. I don't ever buy vases first hand, like, I don't know, they're expensive. I always hit up Goodwills and thrift stores and yard sales. I don't know, I like to use little fun mason jars. This one's kind of a cute little one. I like the little design it has on the front. Some more vases that I've just picked up from thrift stores. And if you don't want to spend money, even if you have clear drinking glasses will work just as well to propagate. And what you really want is something that is clear that the sunlight is going to get into. So with these three examples, they're all good examples of clear glass that the sunlight is still going to penetrate and get to the roots, and you know, it is still thriving. Let's talk about my propagation station. So this guy, can you tell what it is? It's just a bunch of little jars glued together. I got this at a thrift store, a really big cool thrift store, and it was only $3, I think. But the lady at the counter, she was like, we have been trying to figure out what this is. And I was like, well, I don't know what it is, but what I'm gonna use it for is plant propagation. So I've had this thing for a while and I love it. I love it. Do you see how many jars there are? I can do so many plants. I can propagate so many things. And it was such a find. My mom found it and it was a steal of a deal. And I just think it's fun. Yeah, those are the jars that I have and what I like to use. Hopefully this gives you a couple of tips and fun little tricks on ways to find your own propagation stations and your own things to propagate with. This guy actually, I think it's super fun because it's like a continuous, I don't know, got it from a thrift store. So I just like to second-hand everything that I don't like to buy a lot of things for full expensive price, so I like to second-hand everything. So let's try to figure out who I want in where. So I know for a fact that I want to put this Hoya macrophylla in this little jar here because I think it'll just sit so much better. Just take my watering can. But I'm gonna leave the stem in the other jar. Oh yeah, that's so much better. This way the entire node is just down in the water, whereas like that one it was kind of floating. And I'm gonna keep this guy in the shot glass for now, I think. Okay, so my other Hoya macrophylla, I think I might just put in the water there with that one. that I got from Maggie. And then in this tall guy, put that guy, I don't know. I'm really bad at deciding where I want things. So I just kind of like to test out the jars that I do have. See if I like that in there. I don't know. I think for my Hoya, the Waieti, I'm going to do a sphagnum tray. Let me get my moss out here. I'm using the moss that Maggie sent me because we don't like to waste. We don't waste. So I've got one of my trays filled up with some sphagnum moss. So I'm just gonna kind of break up the moss a little bit so that I can kind of lay it on top. Probably can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, just so that it's covered a little bit. And all of these Hoyas that I'm putting in sphagnum moss are gonna sit on my patio. And I think I'm gonna put this Dischidia cutting in here as well. DS70. I might put him in one of these. No, I think you're gonna go in some moss too. I don't know, I'm so indecisive. I think you're gonna go in here. Yeah, this one. It's a fun game I like to play. What fits in what? What fits in what? Okay, we're gonna just put the DS70 in this sphagnum as well. Hoya retusa, I have no idea. Probably put those in some water. But what? Does that look weird? Guess we're gonna have to wait and see, huh? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So here we go. Here we have it. We have a Dischidia, Hoya Waieti, and my DS70, my Hoya DS70. In this little moss tray, here's my other moss tray. I have two Hoya macrophylla variegata in here. I've got the Hoya australis the Hoya australis in this yellow jar. I've got my Hoya retusa in this double propagation one right here. I have a spider plant in a shot glass, a Hoya pupicalic splash, and a Hoya macrophylla stem. I have another Hoya australis. One last Hoya australis in this jar right here too. So there we go. There we have it. That's everything that I wanted to kind of get put up into water today, and just the different ways that I propagate and the success that I've had. I hope you enjoyed this little video kind of talking about propagation and different ways that you can propagate and still decorate, because these are going to look so cute around my house. Like, I'm going to have to show you. It's just so much fun. I love using different propagation vessels, and it's kind of a fun thing in the morning to go around with my spray bottle and make sure that all my vases and bottles are full of water. So it's kind of like a little relaxing, calming thing I like to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment if you have any helpful tips and tricks and hints or suggestions. You know, anything and anything is accepted and fine. Feel free to subscribe, join the plant family. We do lots of fun planty things around here. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is plant_Jean. I'll put that down at the bottom for you guys so you can go check it out. And I'll link it down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye!